Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago, I joined a couple of friends from the Royal Enfield Los Angeles motorcycle community on one of their Thursday night sunset rides around Pasadena. I recently picked up this Yashica T2 and I've been having a lot of fun getting to know it, so I thought this would be another great opportunity to test it out. Since we were starting the ride and the meetup around 6 in the evening, and I knew we were going to be riding well into night, I wanted to have a film stock that could help carry the light from sunset to night, so I brought some Kodak Portra 400. I wanted to have a film stock flexible enough to handle the changing light without having to think too much about the camera. And because I knew the ride itself was going to be a little technical going around the hills and the city streets in this area, my main focus was to gather photos before and after the ride. One of the things I've really enjoyed about shooting film is that it forces me to slow down. I'm not taking 50 photos of every bike. I'm waiting for something that catches my eye and makes me want to take that shot. So I started with a few shots of the Colorado Street Bridge. It's one of those landmarks I see all the time living here in Pasadena, but it's also been the meetup spot for these rides, so it felt like a good place to start the roll. These sunset rides are hosted by Royal Enfield ambassadors Chris Alves and Rama Davis, who have done a great job bringing together people from all over the local motorcycle community in Los Angeles. After getting a few shots of the bikes and everyone hanging out, we geared up and got ready to ride. And once we got into formation, the pace picked up pretty quickly from there. We headed past the Rose Bowl and climbed up through the hills around the Art Center College. Some of the sections up in the hills here were pretty tight, had a lot of hairpin turns, and we were moving pretty quick. So pulling out the camera and trying to ride just wasn't worth it. So instead, I just decided to enjoy the ride and wait for the next opportunity to photograph something. We eventually made a stop at Kite Hill for a quick breather, and by then the light had completely changed. This was really the moment I'd been hoping for when I loaded the Portra. I loved the way the light was hitting the hillside, the bikes, and everyone hanging out. And this is where I think the Yashica and the Portra 400 really came together. These ended up being some of my favorite photos from the entire ride.
What did you think of that little ride?
It was tight.
It was tight. And definitely not slow.
We're mounting up. Oh, that was...
Eventually, the sun started disappearing, so we geared back up and headed back down towards the streets. And we ended up at Guisados on Sunset Boulevard, and at this point I was definitely pushing the limits of the Portra 400. Some of these shots came out a lot grainier than I expected, but honestly I kind of like them. I was pretty wiped from this ride, so I just kind of put down the camera just to sit down, eat, and hang out with everyone. I still had about 10 exposures left on the roll, so I decided to finish it the following evening. What's funny is that these ended up being some of the easiest photos I took. I just walked around my neighborhood at dusk, and a few of these actually became some of my favorites from the entire roll. Overall, I'm really happy with how this entire roll turned out. Kodak Portra 400 gave me a lot of flexibility with the changing light throughout the evening, and I'm still having a lot of fun getting to know my Yashica T2. I think that's probably the best and most fun part about bringing a camera on these rides. I get to experience the motorcycles, the people, and the places we end up going. but I get to come home with a few frames that actually help me remember everything. You're definitely out there hunting little gems when you're shooting film photography out there, like little gold nuggets. Let me know down in the comments below if you had a favorite photo from today, or if you recommend another spot I should go shoot sunset photos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.